What's going on, fish guys? Welcome to Box 8 Breakdown. And guess what? We're at a lake this time, okay? Because we're gonna catch some fish. Jack's gonna break down the box, tell you how to use every single thing inside of here. A lot of goodies in month 8's box. It's primo.
It's a good one for sure. Let's break it down, boys and girls. Let's take a look inside here. Here you go. You get your value card with everything inside of there. $60 worth of value for just $39.99, folks. I mean, you just can't beat it. Bait number one, we got the hot shot. This thing's bad to the bone. We've got a fish finder. Take a look at that guy. Awesome crankbait, good color. We got a little golden ticket. You always have to have a little bait in your box. Elephants eat peanuts, folks. We got a pig patrol here. We got a Lunker Hunt spinner bait right here. Bass Addiction tungsten jig and some bruiser baits intruders right here. We're about to get into the meat and potatoes. How the heck do we fish these baits right here to catch so many dang fish? And we're about to break it down, so allow me to take a seat, folks. Starting with the hot shot. Now, most of these baits are all pretty much fished the exact same. All you really do is you cast this guy out and you reel him in at a decent pace, and you're gonna see this thing just wobbling. I love the colors on this. See how bright that body is, or that back is, and it's got a really good color. This color is really good in clear water and in dirty water, so it's super universal. But this guy's got a little split back and he swims like crazy, and you guys can hear he's got some rattle to it. Rattle, very key. Fish really react to that. So yeah, this guy casts it out there, reel it in. Fish it just about anywhere along the banks, in the middle of the canal. Just don't pull it through any weeds because you got treble hooks on there, so you're gonna get hung up.
I'm actually gonna tie her on, ladies and gentlemen.
Tie her on, get the fish.
While Jack's going through this, I'm gonna be casting this thing around because I just saw a big fish from around here.
One of the best colors in the damn game. Red. It looks like a crawfish. This is a crankbait here. This is the fish finder. Allow me to introduce you guys to the fish finder. This is a really awesome crankbait. He's got a really tight wobble to it. Cast it out there, reel it in, super easy to fish. Pretty much all of these baits, which is what we kind of do our best to do. Whoever buys this box, we want you guys to be able to fish it. They're not expert style baits in any sense, but they all are fish magnets. That guy right there is a good lure, good color. Golden ticket explains itself. Don't ever fear away from smaller bait presentations. Now, if you are gonna fish this right here, you do need to downsize your line. Now, what I mean by that is if you're fishing a 20-pound leader or fishing 20-pound mono, tone it down a little bit, 15-pound, because if you have a big old knot coming out of this guy, it's really gonna hinder and take away from the action of this. So I've been using it on 15 fluoro, sometimes even 12-pound fluoro, and it really gives it its action. So if you see a lot of smaller bait fish in your area, golden ticket right there is gonna get it done. That's your golden ticket to catching a good one. Don't be thinking you're only catching little fish with this guy, all right? The giants will eat it too. Now the golden ticket right here is a super, super good bait. This is a sinking minnow. So this guy's actually gonna sink down to the bottom. So you work this thing pretty quickly and then you pause it and it's gonna fall back down to the bottom. And if there's a fish chasing it on its way back down to the bottom, that is when it's gonna get absolutely annihilated. So just like this, reel it quick, pause it, it's gonna sink back down to the bottom slowly. Reel it quick, pause it, sink back down to the bottom slowly, just like that. Onto a topwater, pig patrol. I call this guy the pig patrol because you are casting this guy everywhere, working it on top, walking the dog side to side. Your best chances of catching with this lure here is gonna be early morning, late evening, low light conditions. Even on a super overcast day in the middle of the day, if you see activity going on the surface of the water, you're gonna fire this guy out there. It's a little bit smaller of a presentation, which is what I like. Sometimes I'll go bigger, but typically I like to use a smaller bait presentation. So if you see them feeding on the surface, like I said, throw this guy out there, walk the dog. You can even pause it. You're gonna see fish dart off the banks, dart from underneath docks, dart from out from the sawgrass, and they're gonna come clobber this guy. Moving right along, these two guys right here actually pair with one another. You could totally fish this by itself if you wanted to. If you had a 3-0 worm hook or EWG, you could totally fish that guy with just that hook. But we have it here so you can pair it with this tungsten jig. So allow me to do that for you guys. Let me get one of these out of the packaging. Take a look at the coloring on that. Blue on the bottom, black with blue flake on the top. Really awesome bait. Now, as you all know, spring is here. Spring has sprung. April, May are when the big fish, those bass, start really starting to make their ways to their beds and start spawning. If you're seeing spawning fish, you're gonna wanna throw this bait right here, right to them. So let me go ahead and rig this guy up for you. You got your jig here. You're gonna flip it upside down, move that weed guard out of here, and you're just gonna feed it up the hook. All right, feed it up the hook just like this. Once you get up there, go ahead and turn it, and you're gonna push it way past that little thing. You wanna get it literally so it sits right up along the jig head there. That is rigged pretty much perfectly. So it's gonna sit like this. You got a little skirted bait. You can swim this thing, you can cast it out and reel it, and you're gonna have some crazy, crazy action. Or if you're seeing fish on a bed, bounce this thing on their bed. Reel it by them, pause it, let it hit the ground. Let it make it seem like it's eating the eggs of that bed. And these fish, they might not eat it on the first time, they might not eat it on the second time, but that third, fourth, fifth, maybe it takes the 10th cast. Eventually, they're gonna be so pissed off at it, they're gonna say, I'm killing you, and they're gonna eat it. So this guy right here, probably my favorite go-to bait this time of year. April, May, you start seeing those big fish on the beds. This thing really, really gets it done. Cast it out there, reel it in, or if you wanna flip it underneath docks, inside lily pads, flip it just about anywhere. That weed guard's gonna protect you from getting hung up, and it's gonna bring you right down to where those big fish are. Get this guy tied on your line, you're gonna get bit. Last but certainly not least, we got the Lunker Hunt Ignite half-ounce spinner bait. This right here, if you're up north, clearly we don't have any pike or walleye here. Most of these things all catch bass. Obviously, everything inside here catches bass. You can also catch things like pike and walleye with this lure here. It's on the back of the packaging. This thing's got a big old flasher on there to really draw the fish to it. Now, a lot of people do get confused as to where you're gonna tie this to. Where do I connect this to my line? And you're gonna tie it to right here. You're not tying it up here, you're tying it right here, and these things are just gonna kick and shimmer like Lord, oh baby Jesus, it's gonna be nice. If you really wanna get active, you really wanna give a bigger bait presentation, you can throw a little trailer on it, and I think I brought something. This is a bruiser bait from a few boxes ago. You can actually put that on there, and this one might be a little bit too big, but you can totally fish this thing naked like this, or if you want to get spunky with it, throw on a little trailer. It's gonna be a bigger bait presentation, but this thing's got some flashes on it like crazy, and it's really gonna draw you guys a bite. That is the box breakdown, folks. I'd say it's a pretty dang good box. Now we're gonna have a good time, kill the rest of this evening, see if we can go catch some fish. We're in a really good lake, a stocked lake. All right, there's some big whomper fish inside here. So we're gonna get rigged up and we're gonna start fishing. Guys, we just found one on a bed here.
They're using the,
oh my
he
God.
wants it, dude. See, like we mentioned, find them on a bed, they're just there to protect it. So if you roll that bait over on top of it, they get super pissed off. They're not even trying to eat it, they're just trying to get it out of there. So they'll bite it and spit it out quick. So you gotta set the hook real quick and you'll get them.
It's all about timing. They're not eating it and swallowing it. They're just putting it in their mouth and moving it quickly. It's not the biggest fish, but it's a fish on a bed.
He's pissed.
Oh my God. Gotta be quicker than that, huh?
There he is, there he is. There he is, see?
Ah, little
Just take
pea.
some time.
Little pea. Ain't the biggest fish in the world. Oh, he's flipped off. Come here, dude. He ain't the biggest, but I'll tell you what, it's a dang fish. Little peacock bass here. There are some largemouth bass in here, but there's definitely more peacocks here in South Florida than there are largemouth, especially in these lakes. I had to throw at him like about 5 or 6 times, but eventually he had the thing in the mouth, perfect hook set, got this guy up along the bank. Absolutely no problem. We're gonna go ahead and turn this guy loose. See you later, buddy. Right to his bed. Come here. There he goes. Perfect. Literally right back to his bed. Wow.
That's all he cares about.
All right, yep, that one right there came on
Bruiser baits, man.
Bruiser Baits Intruder, Bass Addiction, Tungsten, Jig. This thing right here, deadly. Quick tip for you guys. We just caught a fish off this intruder here, and you guys can see it's totally torn. So if you try to go ahead and rig this back up, it's just gonna be a little limp. So what you can do is you can bite that off, put it in your pocket, don't leave it on the bank, and you basically got yourself a fresh little bait here, and you can go ahead, rig this guy up. So if they're eating really good that day, oh, this one actually might not work. Yeah, it didn't work for this one, but typically you can do that. If they're eating really good that day, it's not really gonna matter how the bait looks, but you can save yourself a lot of baits by doing that. This actually might work here. Let's see, we got a bass right here. Let's see if it's gonna work on him.
That'd be the one that already ate.
Yeah, I think it actually might be. Yeah, I'm not seeing him anymore. Ladies and gents, there you have it, box number 8 breakdown with some fishing. Let us know. I think this is a lot more fun for us to film rather than sitting at home at the table. Don't forget, take a picture with your catch holding the mystery box. Tag us at The Fish Guys for a chance to win an awesome prize. Good luck, y'all, and happy fishing.